everybody, Whitney here from Portland, Oregon. First off, I just want to thank you all for joining us today for our very first ever Pacific Northwest Pink Premier Party. We're super excited to bring everybody together from Alaska, Washington, and Oregon in this very unique way to help get us motivated and pumped up and excited about making strides this year. I also wanted to share a little bit of information about my local Making Strides event here in Oregon and Southwest Washington. We will be hosting a drive-through style opening ceremony on Saturday, October 17th at Daimler Trucking at 9 a.m. It'll be a drive-through style, super fun games and activities. Decorate your car because we will have a drive-through photo booth. If you haven't signed up yet, definitely do so today so that you stay all up to date with the information that we have. The opening ceremony will lead us into our virtual 5K event that will take place throughout the following week. So walk in your own place at your own pace and join us this October. Thanks again for joining us today. Your program will start here shortly.
Hi, I'm Valerie with Seattle Strides.
And I'm Aubrey with Snohomish Strides.
And we're so excited to be joining forces this year for our road rally.
In the coming weeks, we look forward to sharing more details about our upcoming road rally and also other local activations that we've got planned.
We know this year looks different, but we hope we can once again count on your support to help celebrate and support breast cancer survivors and thrivers and our pink movement in 2020.
My name is Keisha Ray, and I'm the staff partner that oversees Southbound Making Strides Against Breast Cancer. This is my first year with the American Cancer Society and my first Making Strides event. I hope you all will join me on October 17th for our Lights of Strides event, which will be a drive-through luminaria ceremony. In a tribute to those we have lost and an honor to all of those who continue to fight every day. I can't wait to paint Pierce County pink with you all. See you on the 17th.
Hey friends, I want to invite you on October 17th, join Making Strides of Thurston County. Let's pink out Thurston County, share your why, share the mission, and come visit our Hope Garden. See you there.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Pink Party. We're about to get started, so grab some lunch and get ready to be inspired and help defeat breast cancer. I'm Corey Foley, I'm your MC for the party, and I'm so honored to be a part of this year's Pacific Northwest Pink Premier Party, which is unlike any other rally we've done in the past. As you can see, I'm joining you from my home here in Beaverton, Oregon, and I may or may not be wearing pajama bottoms. Let's hear where you're tuning in from. Use the chat box to tell us your team name and where you make strides. I hope soon we can be together again in person. Now, breast cancer is a very important cause for me. I lost my mother to breast cancer. She was only 57. She was my best friend, and it was one of the hardest things I've ever been through, but it does make this so much more important to me to help others, to spread the word, and I feel blessed to be a part of it because she never got to meet my husband, and she missed a lot of important things in my life, and I miss her every day. We have a bold vision, and today I'm asking you to join me to make it our reality. More than just a walk, Making Strides Against Breast Cancer is a movement, and this movement works online and in person. Due to COVID-19, how we unite and fight back this fall will look different based on your home event location, but our passion to end breast cancer is the same.
Join the movement.
Join the movement. Join the movement.
Join the movement.
Fund the future. Fund the future.
Fund the future.
Fund the future for me.
Fund the future so our sisters. Let's go. Fund my future. Fund the future for my mom. Financiar el futuro para mi mamá.
Fund the future for my grandma. Fund the future for my auntie.
Fund our future.
Fund the future for me.
Fund the future for mom. Fund the future for me. For me. For me. For me. For me. For me.
Even apart, we stand united to make strides against breast cancer. Have you signed your team up? If not, head over to makingstrideswalk.org to find your event and register your team today. We need every single one of you to help us make a difference. The Making Strides movement is one amazing show of solidarity for the breast cancer mission, and we're so thankful for all sponsors continuing to stand with us this year. Breast cancer is the most common cancer diagnosed among U.S. women. So when you join the Making Strides movement, you ignite passion to support breast cancer survivors, and we're able to unite as a community. Let's take a moment to rally all survivors and supporters right now through a virtual check-in. Breast cancer survivors, we want to hear from you. Use the chat box to post how many years of survivorship you are celebrating. Every single survivor is living proof that your fundraising efforts and dedication to Making Strides is saving lives. Nobody knows this better than survivors. At this time, I'm honored to introduce you to Corinne Wool, 4-year survivor from Olympia, Washington.
Hi, I want to start by thanking you for the opportunity to share my story. Before I do, I want to thank you for your support for the American Cancer Society and for this campaign. The fight against cancer and the fight against breast cancer has made so many great strides, but we still have a long way to go. My story began back when I was 28 years old. My father was diagnosed with stage 4 inoperable tumor at the base of his brainstem. He was only 55. He battled for 4 years through treatment that was unbearable. Radiation twice a day, every day to the head. Chemotherapy at the same time. The doctors chased his cancer throughout his body with surgery after surgery, additional chemo, additional radiation. He finally lost his battle 4 years later at the age of 59. 14 years later, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. When we lost Dad, it was so horrible and so traumatic, and I felt sure that there was no hope, that we really could never beat cancer. It was so big, so massive, so terrible that we didn't have a chance. When I had my diagnosis, I have to say I was shocked. Nobody in my family had ever had breast cancer. I was perfectly healthy, and I didn't think I had any of the additional risk factors. I was fortunate. It was stage 1. I was able to undergo treatment, and I was going to put this behind me. But because I was young, I was 46, the doctors asked me to undergo genetic testing. I was confident that it would come back fine. Like I said before, nobody ever had breast cancer in my family. So I have to admit, I was completely shocked when I found out that I was positive. Very quickly, my shock went to panic when I realized that my daughter, who was 22 years old, would also have to be tested, and she had a 50-50 chance that she would also have the gene mutation. She immediately went in, she was tested, and we discovered that she too was positive. So now my shock turned to anger because now cancer was messing with my child. I went through my radiation. I had some surgeries. I had a preventative surgery for some of the additional cancers of which I was a higher risk. And I finished on December 2nd, 2016. And that was a big, exciting moment. Right after that, however, my daughter came to me and she said, "Mom, I've been thinking about it, I've been studying, and I've been researching, and I will have to have screenings every 6 months for the rest of my life. I will spend the rest of my life wondering which screening is going to come back, and I'll have to start my cancer treatment." She did not want her future children to see her go through what she watched me go through. She decided she was taking her health into her own hands, and she was going to have a double mastectomy. She had that surgery on May 23rd, 2017. One of the hardest things I have ever had to go through as a mom. as they wheeled her off and she and I were both crying. I couldn't be more proud that she decided she was going to take that knowledge that she had and she was going to do something about it. She was going to beat cancer at its own game. When that all happened, I decided to really look into how we knew about this and how we came about this knowledge that this gene mutation increased our risk so significantly. And that was when I learned that back at a time when the majority of the medical community believed that breast cancer was caused by a virus, there was a young genetic researcher based right here out of Seattle who believed that there was genes at work that caused breast cancer. She applied for and received funding from the American Cancer Society. Funding that they had available because groups of people just like you stepped up, raised funds, asked their friends, family, coworkers to donate to the cause, and they were able to help fund that research that gave my daughter the option to save her life before she even had to battle cancer. It's campaigns like this right now with individuals like you today that are raising funds that it's my prayer will fund research that will give my daughter's future children better choices, that they won't have to make life decision, life-altering surgeries to stop cancer. It's my prayer that you today realize that you're saving lives today and in the future. And it's my prayer that you understand how thoroughly those of us that have had to go through this battle, how thoroughly we appreciate you, and we couldn't do it without you. So thank you for fighting, thank you for wearing pink, and thank you for helping us make strides against breast cancer.
Thank you, Corinne. What a powerful story. Survivors are the heart of our making strides against breast cancer and the reason why we continue our life-saving work at the American Cancer Society. Now, let's hear from Kelvin Woods of Portland, a 6-year breast cancer survivor.
Thank you, Corey, for that wonderful introduction. I was diagnosed with breast cancer in 2014. And of course, hearing that diagnosis, especially as a male, that you have breast cancer is definitely surprising. The way I found out about my breast cancer is just by doing a self-examination. I was taking a shower one day, noticed that I felt like a small bump, it felt like a bug bite or something like that underneath my right nipple. I didn't pay it very much attention, just thought it was going to just go away. But after a few months, it didn't go away. That's when I decided to go to the doctor and have them take a look at it. They suggested I see a surgeon. As soon as I saw the surgeon said I need to have a biopsy to see if it could be something more serious. After a few days, the surgeon contacted me and let me know that I have breast cancer. So of course, as a guy, I'm shocked because most guys don't get breast cancer because it's usually just affiliated and associated with women. And especially as guys, a lot of guys have egos, you know, and we just have this machoism about ourselves, and we think that we're immune to getting certain illnesses or certain diseases or something, especially something that's been affiliated and associated with women. So, you know, once hearing I having breast cancer, all those things and emotions just kind of just went through my head. You know, and luckily, you know, I made it through it. I went through 6.5 months of chemotherapy, and been cancer-free the whole entire time. And I'm cancer-free now. I had a wonderful support system that included my family, my wife, my co-workers, lots of friends, and they definitely helped me stay strong because mental healthness, your mental health and your mental wellness is something that's definitely important when it comes to dealing with any type of medical issues. You got to stay mentally strong to help get yourself through it. So I'm glad I had that support system. Also, I participate in a lot of events for American Cancer Society as a DJ. I basically just play music in the background at a lot of American Cancer Society events, including the Making Strides events. And I get a chance to talk to people, to chat with folks, and let people know that, you know, men definitely can get breast cancer as well. And to also let them know that, you know, you can be successful, you can beat it just the same way that I have, that you can be part of that same team. Also, I'm a part of the Real Men Wear Pink campaign, which also brings awareness to breast cancer and breast cancer among men. And men, make sure that you check yourself. Make sure that you remain healthy and you're aware of your own health and your own issues that you may have, and put that ego to the side. Okay, put that ego to the side, because that ego can get you in a lot of trouble. And men, remember one thing too. Men have breasts too. Thank you and have a wonderful day.
Kelvin, thank you for sharing your story. It reflects how your dedication and support is making a difference in the fight against breast cancer. As we unite today, we ignite our communities and fight back so people like Kelvin and Corinne know that they're not alone. Clinical trials are the leading edge of cancer treatments, and a future free from breast cancer is not possible without a solid commitment and investment in research. Researchers are saving lives, but the impact of COVID-19 on our ability to fund vital research can't be overstated. We've lost 90% of our donations. Fighting breast cancer during a pandemic is heartbreaking for so many reasons, but the American Cancer Society is facing the reality that lack of funds could reduce our ability to fund cancer research by 50% in 2020, our lowest investment this century if current trends continue. COVID-19 has made some truly intense situations for the American Cancer Society, and we've had to cut costs where we could. That's why it's so important for us to join together, uniting to make strides against this disease. An entire generation of research progress and the future that it holds depends on what we do right now. All of you with us today are fighting for a future where everyone has a fair and just opportunity to prevent, find, treat, and survive breast cancer. Because we can't create a future free from breast cancer without addressing health disparities. Black women are 40% more likely to die of breast cancer than white women overall, and are twice as likely to die if they're over 50. Help shouldn't depend on a zip code or color of your skin. The American Cancer Society's commitment to health equity includes a $50 million investment in research to help understand cancer equalities and create strategies for overcoming them. The Society has been the largest funder of research grants outside of the federal government. However, there's more we can do. I'm here to tell you, the American Cancer Society is not backing down. We've fulfilled our mission for 107 years, and this virus won't stop us. When it comes to breast cancer, we simply can't afford to lose any ground. We believe the future can be free from breast cancer, and we know the future can be cancer-free. Join us in this mission to fund the future where everyone has equal access to care and where we all have the same chance at life, is longtime Making Strides supporter Marietta Malm with Providence Cancer Institute.
Thank you so much, Corey. Hello, everyone. My name is Marietta, and I am a resource and community outreach specialist at Providence Cancer Institute. I hope you are all doing well during these crazy COVID times. It certainly has been a difficult 6 months. Providence has 51 hospitals in 7 states, including Oregon, Washington, and Alaska. Our essential workers are working extra hard these days. But I'm not here today to talk about COVID. I am here today to talk about cancer, because cancer has not stopped because of COVID. Breast cancer remains the second leading cause of cancer deaths in women. As a resource specialist, I work very closely with our providers, our navigators, and our social workers to help break down barriers to care. I rely on organizations like the American Cancer Society to help me. I rely on programs like Road to Recovery that can help me make transportation arrangements for our patients to make it to their radiation appointment, to make it to their chemo appointment. I know without a doubt that I can tell someone they can go to cancer.org and they will find trusted information on the internet from the American Cancer Society. I know that I can hand out printed materials from the American Cancer Society, and again, they'll be educational and up to date. I send people to the American Cancer Society's resource desk, and I tell them they can call 24/7, 365. When they wake up in the middle of the night, someone will be there. Providence is proud to support the American Cancer Society, and I'm proud to have their help and to be able to work with the American Cancer Society. Events like Making Strides Against Breast Cancer, of course, are how the American Cancer Society can fund these amazing programs. This year, the Making Strides walk will be a little different because, of course, it will be virtual. But I'm still hoping everyone will join us. Go out for a walk, go out for a bike ride, invite friends over for a Zoom party and drink pink lemonade. But I'm hoping you will join a team, join the Providence Cancer Institute team, and be a part of the virtual event that helps fund these amazing programs. The American Cancer Society, for over 100 years, has been at the forefront of cancer. Providence Cancer Institute has been at the forefront of immunotherapy treatments for cancer. At this time, we have over 150 trials happening in our labs. I am confident that everyone working together, we will finish cancer. Until then, everyone, please stay safe, do wear your masks, and I hope you'll come out and enjoy the Making Strides Against Breast Cancer virtual event this year. It'll be a fun time. Thank you so much, and have a great day. Bye.
Thank you, Marietta. Thankfully, the progress we've made has saved so many lives. But as you mentioned, cancer research is at risk, and we must keep fueling it. We must fund the future. Our lives are so busy now, fighting COVID, working, homeschooling children, binge watching our favorite shows, trying to lose the COVID weight, and trying to be flexible for what comes next. It's hard to think about the future, but it's critical that we not forget it. For me, for you, for your children and their children, no one should have to worry about breast cancer in the future, but we can't make that happen if we don't have the funds. If you haven't already, please visit makingstrideswalk.org to sign up and start fundraising. We're happy to help you with ideas, and as a group, we can support each other. As a united force, we can and will change the future. Now, I'd like to welcome Jess Robinson, Northwest Washington ACS Council member, joining us from his beautiful home in Bellingham, Washington.
Thank you, Corey, for that introduction. Hi, everyone. It's fundraising time for Strides Against Breast Cancer. This is an exciting time. I welcome everyone here, and let's talk a little bit about raising funds for Strides Against Breast Cancer. Like any endeavor, I've always found that mindset is where it all begins. And a couple of suggestions on that. First, know your why. And I suggest you find someone outside yourself whom you can champion, someone who's a family member or a friend or an acquaintance who is currently battling cancer or has battled cancer and has become a survivor, or maybe even, unfortunately, someone who has not. You can memorialize that person. For me, my why is easy. I have two sisters who between them have 1 against 3 bouts of breast cancer. We're very fortunate, but not everyone is as fortunate. So find a cause outside yourself that's greater than yourself and use that as a launching pad for inspiring others and inspiring you to raise funds. The next thing I think is probably the most important for raising funds, and that comes to goal setting. And whenever people talk about goal setting, it gets people a little, weird, and they get a little uncomfortable with it. I'm no exception. When I set my goal, my first time I participated in Strides, I set my goal and I didn't set it high enough. And I think that you'll find a lot of successful fundraisers, you'll get the same story. So here's my suggestion. Set a goal that's a little bit uncomfortable for you and then double it. Trust me on this. It's doubly scary, but it'll motivate you to raise more funds. It'll also inspire others when you have a large goal to donate. And don't forget, no one's keeping track of, there's no shame in falling short of your goal. Every dollar you raise helps someone toward this cause. The next suggestion is to start now. There's not a lot of time between this launch and when the events happen virtually this year. Start now, do something, get signed up on your Strides team, start your Strides team. And then my suggestion is to link onto the Facebook fundraiser page. For me, that has been a huge help and a great success. Facebook is kind of a weird place. We all know that there's some weird conversations that go on there. But for all that it is and all that it isn't, Facebook is a tremendous fundraising tool for ACS Strides. So I strongly suggest you do that. And I would also suggest that you make a post that inspires others and you post frequently. I think what you'll find is that that people will donate, out of this. People you don't expect will donate, and people will come out of the woodwork that you maybe not have spoken to for a long time. In my case, I have classmates from high school who donate every year, and I haven't seen these people in a long time. As you can tell, it's been a while since I graduated from high school. This year I even had an old Army buddy from Germany from over 40 years ago who donated to my Facebook fundraiser. So I suggest you get on that, and I think that'll be a great source for fundraising for you. The other thing I want you to remember is that we're in kind of a strange time here with lockdowns and COVID, and if you pay a lot of attention to the news, which I hope you don't, because it's mostly bad, you're probably a little disheartened and think that no one can afford to donate and that everybody is in dire financial straits. And certainly that's true for some people, that people have had a tough time. They've lost their incomes. They've had to shutter their businesses, which is awful. But believe me, there are a lot of people out there who are doing just fine. And more than ever, they're willing to donate and to be charitable outside themselves. All they need to do is be asked. So remember that. Fundraisers right now are hugely successful for that very reason. You just need to find the right audience. Also, I would suggest that you leverage your talents and skills. I'm an amateur photographer. My wife is a realtor. I do her listing photos. And what I have begun to do a couple of years ago is I reach out to the real estate community and I offer to do their listing photos at market price, of course, but then I donated the entire amount of funds to ACS. In fact, it was a charitable donation on the part of the realtor. So that was great. Just by virtue of the fact that you're here, you're participating, already puts you head and shoulders above a lot of people by virtue of the fact that you're ready to get out and do something outside yourself and raise funds for this tremendous cause. So take that as a launching pad. Get together with your team, reach out to others, motivate each other, and just have fun with this, because it truly is a fun community who is doing great work. I wish you all the luck in the world. Go get them. Thanks.
Jess, thank you. Like you, we all need to be bolder. We need to be braver, and we need to be even more committed to making strides against breast cancer. At this point, I'd like us to talk about what many people are asking and probably thinking. What will the Making Strides movement look like in October? The answer is this. Mindful of the health and well-being of all, Making Strides will be reimagined in new ways. For some communities, it may mean an organized road rally. For others, it may be a city scavenger hunt. Still for others, it may be a drive-through experience or a socially distant walk counting your steps. If you have ideas, please share them. The key is this, to know what is planned in your area. You'll have to sign up online at makingstrideswalk.org to get the latest details. And we're here to help you. We encourage you. Share your involvement with friends, family, colleagues, anyone you know. Just be sure to spread the news. Simply sign up today and learn about the exciting ways, both big and small, that we intend to celebrate, support, and fund the future free from the pain and suffering of breast cancer. From our sponsors, team leaders, survivors, fundraisers, and local partners, we thank you for standing with the American Cancer Society. We're so grateful for all you do. Thank you. What we do now affects everything down the road. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. Be sure to visit makingstrideswalk.org to register and start fundraising today. Be well and stay safe.